personally up as a creator, as an owner, and as a CEO. My lipstick situation, I had to like refund everybody and all that, the hairy lipsticks, whatever.
Just because something's legal doesn't mean that it's moral.
Honestly, you guys, I don't know the future of my brand.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so that intro was
I personally up as a creator, as an owner, and as a CEO. My lipstick situation, I had to like refund everybody and all that, the hairy lipsticks, whatever.
Just because something's legal doesn't mean that it's moral.
Honestly, you guys, I don't know the future of my brand.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All these people who are in the same.
I'm gonna stop it there. You call those brands? Okay. When Jaclyn Hill lipsticks they went down the drain. When Jaclyn Hill lipsticks, when that drama happened, hold on, let me change my battery. Okay, hello guys. Okay, I changed the battery on it. So these are the batteries I use. These are kind of like that. Okay, so when that happened to Jaclyn Hill, girl, I'm just saying, she fell off. It happened at such a bad time. She started drinking, she gained weight. When she came back, people talked about her appearance. And I was like, whoa, Jaclyn Hill really let herself go. Because that's not the Jaclyn Hill I remember. And she didn't really talk about it immediately. But it was because of the lipsticks. She really took a hit. She really did. She was talk of the town. People that she thought were her friends weren't. And I remember there were so many shady people around her that Jeffree Star was the only one that I know that kept it real and was like, hey, Jaclyn Hill, she should have addressed it. She needs to come out and say something. And Jaclyn Hill did, but she took too long to do it. I've seen many CEOs who run makeup business who mess up, and they come out and they address it head on. But with the Jaclyn Hill situation, it really hit her so hard that it happened at a time that now the beauty space isn't what it used to be. It's kind of dead here. And a lot of people have moved on to other platforms, and that's where Jaclyn Hill just kind of hasn't moved. She's not keeping up, because if she was, she will be posting more on other platforms, talking about her makeup and really in it. But she's not in it as much as she used to be. And I understand that we all mess up. We all have those moments where we fall off or we go through things. And I always relate it to The Wizard of Oz, where Dorothy goes to the poppy field seed, like the poppy fields, and she falls asleep. In the movie, she's only asleep for a couple hours. But in the book, she's asleep for years. And her friends get her out of that, and she gets up and she goes back on the yellow brick road to make it to the castle, to go see the great and powerful Wizard of Oz. But the poppy field, everybody has that in their life. It could be relationships gone wrong, horrible jobs, toxic relationships, drug abuse, alcohol abuse. It could be so many things, and you're stuck there for a while. But at some point, you're going to wake up, you're going to snap out of it, and you're going to continue on your path. Everybody has a poppy field moment in their life. Maybe this was Jaclyn Hill's, but she's struggling to get back on that yellow brick road and continue. Her saying that I want to give up all these other brands and continue to do the makeup, I didn't believe it. In the video, she's like, well, I don't know what's going to happen to Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics. Okay, so if Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics is out of Ulta, then what are you need to come back to YouTube or other platforms and still do what you love doing. It's just promoting makeup, talking about new releases, reviewing makeup. I mean, other creators like Tati Westbrook do it. What's stopping you from doing it? Or have you made enough money that you can just be like, all right, see y'all later, guys, peace. If that's the case, then do that. Linda from Morphe did that. She deleted all her social media. Here we go, we continue.
Spaces near the same at the same time.
Continue.
Same spaces near the same time are all creating brands. And to me, it looks like they're thriving, and I'm like, oh, I gotta do it too.
So I think what makes Jaclyn a very good YouTuber and makeup artist isn't translating into being a good businesswoman. Obviously, she's not. It's not enough just to hire the best of the best, which I'm assuming with the amount of resources she had, she did. But you also have to be invested personally in the business. Running a business is not easy, especially a business of a physical product. I used to actually have a business. I had a line of licensed fashion apparel that my sister and I owned and operate that we sold in stadiums like the Staples Center where the Lakers and the Kings and the Clippers played. I know what it's like to have a business with a physical product, and there are so many moving parts and pieces that you have to be on top of. Jaclyn has had her run-in with some pretty horrific things happening, and she mentioned it in this recent video.
I'm gonna stop it there. I think that Jaclyn Hill was doing it cheap. I think she was doing cheap. I want to have a lipstick. What's the bottom of the barrel price? How can we sell this for $36, but it only cost me 6 cents to create? That type gig. Because if she did it the right way, you know what I'm saying? You got to pay to play. You can't, especially her being that big and successful, you can't cut corners and do things cheaply. I'm just saying. Okay. Continue on here.
Video talking about her lipstick, the factory and all that. And many people come out saying that she's flat out lying about it. Marlena from Makeup Geek who I absolutely love and admire, did a whole tell-all interview where she talked about the factories involved and some drama that happened between her and Jacqueline. And Jacqueline basically sharing the factories that Marlena shared with her in confidence to Morphe. I mean, pretty horrific stuff.
I was in LA working at one of the manufacturers that I had told her about. She had posted on social that she was going to come to LA from Florida, and I was messaging her like, hey girl, let's meet up, let's get some coffee, you have time, let's go shopping, let's do something fun. And she blew me off as like, oh, I don't have time, I'm really busy, I've got a lot of stuff going on. I was like, okay, well let me know if you have time, let's just meet for coffee. I'm not even joking. The afternoon that I texted, I remember it specifically, it was a Monday. It was in the summer because it was right around the time that IMATS and all of that was going on. Yeah. I was at my lab and I was with my team members in the room working on products for Makeup Week, and my staff member comes running in. She went to the bathroom, came back, and she was like, Jacqueline's here. I was like, Jacqueline who? She's like, Jacqueline Hill's here. I was like, at this lab? I was like, at this lab? She was like, yeah, her and Linda from Morphe are here. And I looked out the window shortly after that, and I saw them leaving, getting in like a white Rolls Royce car. I saw the two of them leaving the lab together. And it was literally the time when she blew me off, so she was too busy to have time to meet with me. God. And she brought technically a competing COO to manufacturers that I had set her up with.
So she got herself in hot water with her lipstick launch.
I'm gonna stop it there. The lab was either Prisha or Oxygen Labs. Jacqueline Hill said she was not at that lab. She made a video, like a statement on Reddit or whatever, talking about it. The thing is, right, is again, she's bringing Linda from Morphe to this lab so they can come look around. And that really did hurt Marlena, because that right there showed a divide that, in my opinion, Jacqueline chose Linda. Jacqueline chose Linda over Marlena. This is, just saying. I don't know why they all couldn't hang out. I don't know why, but here we go.
Launch, which we all know was a huge disaster. And then she jumped into more brands and more products. And we don't know what the status is of her makeup brand. She kind of alluded to the fact that maybe she's going to step away from it, but we don't know. We don't know.
Right.
Makeup brand, she kind of alluded to the fact that maybe she's going to step away from it, but we don't know. We don't know.
Right there. Why no one's talking about this, I don't understand it. If I have a makeup brand and I'm alluding that I don't know what's going to happen to it, if you don't believe in your brand, why should I? If you don't believe in yourself, why should I believe in you? If you don't believe that you have the best products that you're putting out, why should I believe in it? At this point, I think Jacqueline Hill is just tired of putting out makeup, especially because there's so much competition out there. Everything's been done before. I have yet to see Jacqueline Hill put something out that I can't get anywhere else. I can literally pinpoint some of my favorite brands and say, this right here, I can't get nowhere else. I'll give you a good example. Patrick Starr, he has One Size Beauty. He has that setting spray. I'm sorry, not a setting spray. It's like a setting mist, and it dissolves the makeup. And it just kind of melts off, and you just wipe it off. Amazing, especially when you have so much makeup on. Amazing, I love that. I've tried to find dupes for it, but they're not as good as his. Boom, that's going to be my go-to. To me, that's his hit, in my opinion. Okay? There are brands out there that do stuff like that for you. And if you can leave in the comments down below if there's a product from a makeup brand that you're like, this is it, like right here, put it down in the comments down below. But Jaclyn Hill, if she comes out with the setting spray, girl, I have a setting spray right here. Okay? If she comes out with foundation, I have foundation right here. If she comes out with concealer, I have a concealer right here. She comes out with the eyeliner pencil, I have that right here. Like, she doesn't have that hero product. And I think that she's yet to, I don't know who Jaclyn Hill brand is. I don't know what that brand represents. Is it glamour and beauty? Like a Charlotte Tilbury they try to sell you that. They try to sell you a fantasy of that. But when it comes to brand recognition, just Jaclyn Hill from YouTube, is that what it, okay. Like if I ever had a brand, right? And I've said this so many times. If I ever had a brand, we'll call it RichLux's Cosmetics, and I want my stuff to go straight to the Dollar Tree, Dollar General. Like, just hear me out. I'll have a black little eyeliner. And guess what? It'll be better than the ones there and probably cheaper. Better ingredients. We'll do toxic free and for $1. Straight to Dollar Tree. Because the thing is, I don't care about markup prices. I want people to have good products. I want you to have the best product you could possibly have at the Dollar Tree. Guess what? That'll be my brand, girl. I love it. And guess what? Me and my friend talked about this the other day. It's like you go to these places and you're like, here we go. I'll show you right here. This is $50. This is $1. They do the same thing. It's going to be very rare that the $50 one will sell. It will sell, but not as frequent. My little dollar one, boom, boom, boom. I'm pushing these out the door faster than you're pushing out these. Anyways, I digress. Okay, let us continue on with this drama video. Here we go.
What I think that we can what I think that she might not. What I think that we can also take away from Jacqueline and learn from her is that no matter what happens, that girl jumps back on the horse again. And I also don't know if there's a sense of, I'm not a psychologist by any means, so I can't be diagnosing her at all, but it's almost delusion a little bit that I think she genuinely believes what she says. When she's talking in her videos, that's her truth, and she genuinely believes all of that. I think that has led to her being able to jump back on the horse and get back at it again. She's back now uploading favorites videos. She's just like, well, I'm just gonna wipe my hands of that, I'm gonna move on. She has made some terrible decisions. She has really hurt a lot of people along the way. She has been caught in lies and deceitful behavior. None of that should be admired. None of that should be made okay. This is a study of human psychology and me being a curious person and seeing like what she can do next. Say that
Let me tell you why this is interesting to you and to those at home, Erica. Jacqueline Hill, I'm not saying that she is, but with any comic book, any movie, there's a superhero and there's a villain. The villain is always more interesting than the superhero. We all love the hero, yeah. But the villain is someone that you're just kind of like, oh my God, I can't believe that. And you still root for the villain because in every good villain, there's somewhat of a redeeming factor to them. Yes, they're this, they're that, they're that. But right here is a redeeming factor to this villain. Jacqueline Hill still has a redeeming factor somewhere. And there's different ones that each and every one can point different redeeming factors that she has. The fact that she comes back and she bounces back every time, this is why she's still here. Because no one can cancel you but yourself. You're the only one who can cancel yourself. And you cancel yourself by you stop uploading, you stop posting, you just cancel yourself. Jaclyn Hill, she comes back. She comes back. And that's why she's still somewhat relevant. Are people fed up with her and buying her stuff? Yeah, I get that. To the point that I don't even see her makeup selling out as hot as it used to be because she burned too many bridges. But this was going to happen to Jaclyn Hill regardless. And I'm going to say this, and I'm still waiting to say it because I want to see if Erica talks about this. Because if she does, I'm going to elaborate it. But I don't know if she is or not because I haven't seen the video. So I'm watching it with you guys at the same time. So if she mentions it, I'll go in. Here we go.
Say that some of the most successful people believe their own bullshit. Some of the biggest and most successful CEOs literally believe their own bullshit. And I think Jaclyn falls in that camp. That she's one of those people that genuinely believes her own reality. And whether or not it's a narcissism thing where she's not able to have the empathy for the other person or understand it, I think there's a little bit of that at play here. But in some ways, it's what has somewhat contributed to her success, which is crazy because part of her success is the fact that she does not stop. She keeps going. She's like one of those cockroaches, like she's not going to go away because she is drawn to YouTube. Time will pass and people might forget, people might not forget, but there'll also be a whole new crop of people that will continue to discover her and not really know about her past. And she'll probably do okay as long as she keeps going. And that's kind of what she's doing right now. She's like uploading favorites videos. And granted, a lot of people hate watch her. However, for me, just being curious and checking out her video and just seeing what people are saying, I mean, there's a ton of positive comments. I don't know if she sat there and deleted a bunch of the negative comments, but I did see a bunch of comments that were very positive comments and saying, oh my God, I'm so excited to see this Jaclyn back. Because in a lot of ways, this was the Jaclyn that we all fell in love with. This Jaclyn that can squeal and scream about a random makeup product. Oh my God, guys! Like, it's that energy that some people can't stand her. From the get-go, they can't stand her, but a lot of us really enjoyed watching. I was watching her favorite videos and I was almost like, oh my gosh, I want that. And without realizing, like, oh my gosh, she's doing it again.
I'm so excited.
This girl has a talent for being able to sell, and she has a talent for having that on-camera energy.
I'm not kidding you guys, this brush is everything. Don't sleep on it. I'm so obsessed with this brush. It's one of my favorite bronzer brushes.
It's so fascinating to me. And I'm very fascinated to see that where she goes from here. That's one of the big takeaways. First thing I talked about is just her personality. And I think that her personality truly comes from her being really, really passionate and aligned with makeup. That shows. She comes onto filming and her videos like truly excited about her makeup and her products. And not just her products, but the products she uses. She even said that in this video. She said that, I just want to get back to makeup. I want to get back to playing with makeup and filming with makeup. I'm not passionate about these other things.
And I kind of had this like aha moment recently where I'm like, I don't want to be known as the cozy girl. I don't want to be known as the blanket girl. I don't want to be known as the jewelry girl. Like, that's not supposed to be my legacy. My legacy was supposed to be cosmetics. That's what I've loved since I was a kid. Like, that was my original dream, was something in the makeup creative space. At this time of my life, I just want to get back to that.
That's maybe part of the reason why she made such terrible decisions with her business. I don't know. I think there's somewhat of a lack of integrity there. It's fascinating to me that she's just getting back on the horse again. So the first lesson is lean into what you're passionate with. Veering off course can maybe work for some people, but then for people like her, cannot. She's not able to veer off course. She does not have the ability or capability to be a business owner. And what happened to her when she veered off course, look at it. Imagine manifested in her physical health. She admitted to becoming an alcoholic.
When the whole lipstick thing happened, that was like really the spark where everything changed. Before that, I would just drink alcohol like a normal person, like when the occasion was proper. Like, let's go out and party, we're gonna drink tonight, that sort of thing. And then it turned into an everyday thing and relying on it. You know, any time of the day, I had no rules. Like, oh, I'm anxious and it's 11 o'clock in the morning, I'm gonna throw back a shot. Like, it just became an actual problem. And at one point, I was like, should I go to rehab? Like, do I need rehab? And everyone in my life was like, no. You're not in rehab. It's not at that point.
She had a tremendous amount of weight gain. Seems like she has a lot of anxiety. But at the same time, just my observations of Jacqueline is that she loves the limelight. And I do think you have to really love the limelight in order to be uber successful on YouTube. I'm not just talking about someone that has like a couple 100,000 subscribers selling their own products and services or, you know, doing hauls and things like that. I'm talking about like someone that's like a YouTube mega celebrity. You gotta love the limelight. And I really truly believe that Jacqueline Hill really loves the limelight. Even just recently, she was like uploading some shorts about some car or something. You know that she loved those photo shoots of her doing her Jacqueline Hill line and her doing her Morphe photo shoots like in her closet with the champagne. She loves the limelight. She loves being a baller. She loves that. She loves the materialism aspect of it. She loves being in a big, beautiful home. She genuinely loves that. So she's also motivated and driven by money. And seeing those dollar signs of a brand, it's like hearing that your friend is making 7 figures every few months. She saw the dollar signs and was like, oh my God, I want that too, oh my God. And here's the thing, like, who hasn't been caught up in the hype or something? Who hasn't been caught up having FOMO? Oh my gosh, I should be doing that also, without taking insane habits. It's up. Also, without taking insane habits. It's not really aligned. Without taking
I'm gonna pause it.
habits. It's not
Jacqueline Hill, I have the receipt. I don't need to show it because we all know it by now. She bit off more than she can chew. I wouldn't say the height of her career, but right here going up into her career, she had a lot of contracts that were presented to her. And she chose, I'm not going to say money, because Marlena still told me, because I told Marlena, I said, the reason why Jacqueline Hill went to Morphe and Becca is because she made more money. Marlena said, no, Rich, you're wrong. Because I was going to give her the same amount of money she was going to make with them. That right there shut me up. So then what was it? If I'm going to make the same amount of money here and the same amount of money here, why did I still go here and not here? With a friend, allegedly. The thing was, Becca and Morphe were offering her the same amount of money, but more publicity, promotion. Jacqueline Hill's face was going to be in Sephora. Jacqueline Hill's face was going to be inside Morphe. The exposure, the reach of being in so many stores and just a little online store. That makes sense? So if what Erica's saying is she believes that Jacqueline Hill loves the limelight, then she would naturally choose Becca and Morphe, not because of the money, because of the exposure. And not to mention, I have video receipts where Linda from Morphe is gifting her jewelry, Birkin bags, and things of that nature. So of course, I'm going to go over here because Marlena, yeah, she's going to pay me, but she's not giving me diamonds and jewels and Birkin bags and all this publicity and putting me in every Sephora all over the world and every Morphe all over the world. You know what I'm saying? So she went with where she can get more clout and exposure. She was thinking to herself, I can grow the Jacqueline Hill brand bigger. Because in essence, Jacqueline Hill is a brand that started off with makeup that she can then parlay into jewelry, home, candles. fragrances, and so much more. And Jaclyn Hill has failed time and time again. If you look at someone like a Jeffree Star has a clothing line. Jeffree Star has a candle line. Jeffree Star has backpacks and notebooks, pens. But guess what? He's not making them individual brands. He's just selling them on his website along with his makeup. It's like really cool merch. And once it's gone, it's gone. And I don't know why Jaclyn Hill felt the need to make a dedicated jewelry brand, and a dedicated home brand. Girl, and I've said this years ago, Jaclyn Hill missed the mark because Jaclyn Hill should have did her makeup and candles. I would have bought Jaclyn Hill candles, I'm just saying. But who am I, girl? Anyways. And candles. I would have bought Jaclyn Hill candles. I'm just saying. But who am I, girl? Anyways, let's continue. This video is getting good. But she still hasn't talked about
really
what
aligned.
I want her to talk about. Here we go.
Really align with me. Does that align with what really align with me? Does that align with what I really want to be doing? Obviously it didn't, because it was a disaster. She stepped over a lot of people to get there. That might be more of a character issue than braiding out of alignment. A character issue. That might be more of a character issue than braiding out of alignment. Not operating out of alignment can really impact you. Hopefully Jaclyn has learned her lesson. But here's the thing too with Jaclyn. You know how they say that celebrities, their personality and personal growth is stunted at the point that they become famous? While that doesn't apply to every celebrity, I do feel that it applies to some. And I think Jaclyn Hill is one of them. It's as if she hasn't progressed or grown as an adult. And I think we're all hoping that there'll be this kind of redemption story, but it actually hasn't happened yet. She's still operating in the same plane that she was when she first launched her lipsticks. She hasn't personally evolved and grown as a person. I think at first people were giving her the benefit of the doubt that
Erica.
people were giving her the benefit of the doubt.
Erica, I think you're giving Jaclyn Hill way too much credit. This is a girl who sat in front of the camera and talked about her favorite makeup. Back when she was with John Hill, broke as a joke, living in a little apartment, this was her. For her to grow, yes, people do grow. You're supposed to in life. But Jaclyn Hill is stunted. She's not all there, okay? And here's what I think Erica is failing to understand at this point. Maybe she'll understand it later on in the video. I don't know. I haven't watched it all yet. I'm watching it with you guys. Jaclyn Hill is Jaclyn Hill because she's kind of like socially awkward and quirky, okay? If Jaclyn Hill wasn't socially awkward and quirky, she wouldn't be where she is today. You had to be that to get to where she's at, because that's what made her that. Like literally, because, oh my God, so I've been on YouTube for years, right? For me to get on camera and be like, oh my God, like, I love this, like do all that she was doing, you had to already have it in you. You can't now. I think now people look back and they can see the pattern of behavior and they're like, if I can do that, I can generate somewhat of a success. But back then, Jaclyn Hill was literally in the Wild Wild West. There weren't many people who were recording themselves and posting it to the internet. That was weird. Back then, that was weird. And guess who were doing it? The kind of weird people. The people who didn't really have that many friends, who just sat at home and just talked to the camera. Those people. And if you were in on it in the beginning, you just gained a lot of subscribers. If Jaclyn Hill did that today, girl, who'd care? There are thousands of people doing that. But it's like when you only have a small select few to watch, you're going to subscribe to them. So that's what I'm saying. If Jaclyn Hill did that today, it would just be another drop in the ocean. But she was doing it at a time when not that many people were doing it. And like I said, she was in the Wild Wild West. So we'll talk about that more a little bit. So here we go. Here we go. Roll it. Wild Wild West. So we'll talk about that more a little bit. So here we go. Here we go. Roll it.
I personally up as a creator, as an owner, and as a CEO. My lipstick situation, you know, I had to like refund everybody and all that, you know, the hairy lipsticks, whatever.
Just because something's legal doesn't mean that it's moral.
Honestly, you guys, I don't know the future of my brand.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so that. Here we go. Roll it.
Thought that she would, but then thought that she would, but then as things continued to unravel for her, once Marlena Stell revealed a lot of the atrocious things that Jaclyn said and did during the relationship.
It was, I believe, 8 or 9 months that we had the product in our warehouse.
Oh my God.
And at that point, it was just constant, like, okay, we have to set a date. Like,
Yeah,
we need to
we
tell
gotta
us
do
what's going
this,
on. And I
yeah.
was like, this product is sitting here. And it came down to this stuff is expired. I told her, I was like, this is going to expire. Expire, so we this is going to expire, so we have to.
I'm gonna stop it. Okay, this is another instance where, because what Marlena's saying has been brought up years ago. This is another instance where Jaclyn Hill could have easily swooped in on a Snapchat, on an Instagram, on a Twitter video, and said, this is not how it went down. I was so swamped in other contracts that I couldn't fulfill this one. I didn't sign anything yet. My hands were tied. I had this to do in August, this to do in October. There was no way I could do this because of this over here. But you know what? We're gonna circle back and I'm gonna do something with you. I just can't do it right now. But she just didn't say anything to Marlena, and that's the shady part.
I have to get this launched. I need it.
Yeah.
I have the
Yeah.
receipt where Jaclyn Hill was basically saying her hands were tied. She had so many contracts she couldn't help her out. But you said you were going to do something. So do it. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but do it later on. After those contracts are fulfilled, then do something with Makeup Geek. Because I don't think Marlena cared about doing it right in that moment. It's kind of like, it's like when I wanted a pair of shoes when I was young, my mom would tell me no. I would get upset because I didn't get the pair of shoes. But guess what? I eventually got the pair of shoes during Christmas or my birthday later on down the line. You just have to wait for it. Anyways, here we go.
We have to get this launched.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't commit to that and said that she didn't think this was going to work out.
Why?
She has too much on her plate. There's
Too much on her. Ugh. But what more did she have to do?
I don't know. To this day, I'm like, is it?
I know now.
I mean, I have theories. I don't know. To this day, I'm like, is it?
I know now.
To this day, I'm like, is it?
I know now.
I mean, I have theories that I think because she was so focused on the Morphe Club, but I think she was just all banking on Morphe. I don't know.
You know, you could ask the question, well, how do we know what Marlena said is true and Jacqueline said is true or isn't? Nobody 100% knows, but I am leaning towards.
I know. I know.
All banking on Morphe. I don't know.
You know, you could ask the question, well, how do we know what Marlena said is true and Jacqueline said is true or isn't? Nobody 100% knows, but I am leaning towards believing Marlena just because her character has been more.
I was there.
Just because her character has been more consistent in the many years she's been on YouTube. I think really shown herself to be an outstanding supporter of women, of businesses. She definitely seems just like a genuine person. The story keeps developing. After I recorded this whole video, a new interview came up on the search where two other brand owners, Gerard Cosmetics and a woman named Gabby who has a makeup brush, they both came forward and talked about their experiences working with Jacqueline. And actually Gabby didn't ever work with Jacqueline, but it was very similar to the Kaylin situation where there was a trademark copyright issue. I'll leave the link below if you want to catch up on that interview. But the basics is that Jacqueline is a nightmare to work with, especially the information that Dan from Gerard Cosmetics gave. It confirmed a lot of things that, you know, I've already talked about in this video, that it's really a matter of, and I've got the baby here, it's really a matter of character and having character flaws. And Jet said something really interesting. Having money basically amplifies who people are, and I've always believed that. If you're a really good person and you happen to come into a lot of money or you have a business that takes off, money's going to amplify that.
I'm gonna stop that. I'm gonna stop.
But I am leaning towards believing Marlena just because her character has a business that takes off. Money's going to amplify that.
I'm gonna stop that. I don't think that Jen Gerard from Gerard Cosmetics and Marlena Still, I don't think they were being snakes. Because in the industry, there's a lot of snakes. Snakes in the grass. I do think that Jen Gerard from Gerard Cosmetics and Marlena knew that Jacqueline Hill is hot right now. She's trending right now. And if we can get a collaboration with her, we can make money off her, and we can generate money for the brand and have a friendship. And I think that's ultimately what they wanted. It's like, hey, she's a good person, I'm a good person, let's create a product, let's have fun together and do something fun. And that happened at a time when other brands were offering either more money or the same amount of money, but more exposure and stuff like that. Jaclyn Hill should have been more vocal. And this is where we talk about character flaw. Jaclyn Hill should have been more vocal and said, hey, listen, I really want to work with you. I'm going to work with you, but I can't work with you right now, or for this reason. From here to here are the dates. After that, let's circle back and do something together, if we're truly friends. And here's a contract. But she couldn't do that. Again, because Jaclyn Hill is just a quirky girl who sat in front of a window and reviewed makeup. And she's getting all these people in suits handing her contracts with a lot of money. So she's like, whoa. Sorry, guys. See y'all later. I'll catch you on the flip side. And she should have never done that. You don't do that. She should have took her time and spoke very classy and very slowly and let me help you understand what I'm going through so that I can understand what you're going through. And let's work something out together, because I don't want any burned bridges. And then look what happened. Because I don't want any burned bridges. And then look what happened. I've worked with Jen Gerard before. She's very it's kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's just, I can't find it. It's kind of like, it's just, it is what it is. This is what it's gonna be. Nothing more, nothing less. It's nothing crazy. Right? She wasn't reaching for the stars. It doesn't make sense. Like, she was just kind of like, this is it. You want to do it? Yeah, let's do it. Here it is. But I think she needed to have a contract with Jaclyn Hill. Marlena needed to have a contract, and Jen Gerard needed to have a contract because she was so hot. And I think that Jaclyn Hill did not want to sign nothing because she was tied up in other contracts. Okay, here we go.
And if you're not a great person, then money's going to amplify that.
So if Morphe made 50,000 units at $58 per sale, that's 2.9 million. If the entire collection sells out, if 100, that's 2.9 million. If the entire million, if the
I'm gonna stop it there too. Why is no one talking about the influence? No one's talking about this. No one is talking because they're scared to talk about it. No one is talking about the influence that Linda from Morphe had on Jaclyn Hill. Because when them two started hanging out, Jaclyn Hill started moving differently. And listen, Linda from Morphe is a multi-millionaire. By now, she's a billionaire. And I think that Jaclyn Hill was watching Linda and how she moves and was mimicking that. The thing is, Jaclyn Hill, you were mimicking somebody who was up here when you're down here. You're not there yet. You know what I'm saying? You're over here, you're doing Pokemon moves like Thunderbolt and Fire Blast that you don't even know how to use yet because you haven't earned them yet. You have to walk through that fire and have enough experience points to earn those moves, and then you can deliver them right. But you're not, it's like she went from here to here like that. And you were missing everything in between. And this is why we're at right here.
The entire collection sells out. The entire collection sells out. If 100 units were made, that's 5.8 million.
Actually, I feel really like that emotionally. I feel like I wasn't enough. Like I'm not to the standards of this huge company. It made me feel really bad. And it really hurt my company.
All I can hope is that Jaclyn one day wakes up and realizes how much she has hurt people and tries to at least make good, make an apology, whether that's publicly or private. Reach out to some of you because it's just horrible how she has treated people. And I think that karma, I mean, she's had to close her brand. She says it's because she doesn't want to be a brand owner anymore, doesn't want the work, whatever. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious why she's having to close these brands. I think a lot of people have caught on to this pattern of behavior and how she has just torn other women down. It makes me very angry.
Jaclyn knows that she has a lot of power in this industry, and she wields that power a lot.
Yeah. My experience with her is that she knows that she has power over people, and she wields it like a weapon.
And she discussed how everything that Jaclyn does is extremely calculating. Every single word. I'm not surprised to hear that Jen says that just everything that she does is extremely calculating. She's very strategic. She loves the money because she's making a lot of money, and it's obvious. I talked about that already. And this interview was just another confirmation, and more people coming out talking about their experiences working with Jaclyn. And it does seem as if some of these things are now starting to catch up with her, and that she's been able to say bully or just treat people a certain way over the course of her career. I think Marlena maybe gave strength to some of these other women to come out and speak out against their experiences with Jaclyn. And who knows what else we'll see if there'll be more people coming out. I think time will tell. After the lipstick scenario, then we had this whole thing with the Cozy brand, and then this situation that Marlena brought up that I mentioned earlier about her kind of revealing the manufacturers and factories to Morphe and some nasty stuff that she did. Creator, her name is Kaylin, that's a pretty horrific story as well.
Kaylin it's the whole like cozy situation. Jaclyn's is called Cozy, right?
Yeah.
But Kaylin has Cozy.
But it's spelled the same.
Yeah.
And they have very similar products.
And the logo looked a little bit like very similar vibes.
Very similar, yeah.
Yeah, so it was very upsetting to see that happen to her. And
the logo dealer. The logo. The logo dealer.
A lot of people came to Jaclyn's defense that, well, she didn't trademark it. Well, it turns out Jaclyn doesn't even have it trademarked either. Yeah.
To see if I could help Kaylin out or, just to see what's going on. It's not trademarked.
Seeing that she didn't learn her lessons and that she continued to operate and act in this way, and that there are multiple people have come out saying that she literally stopped on them on her way up to the top, it's like, girl, you're going to learn. That's where you can go into psychological character analysis and say, well, maybe because she has this or that. As viewers, we're all pretty disappointed by her behavior. That's why I think the vitriol and anger towards her is even stronger, because she was so likable at the beginning, which is what I started with, that she had this vivacious personality that whatever, I mean, hey, I had Champagne Pop, and that was a great product. I loved it. She should have just stuck with those kind of collaborations. It's like she got greedy, and she wanted more, and
yeah, I'm gonna stop right there.
And
yeah.
And
yeah, I'm gonna stop right there. She did get greedy. I think that there are some people who are comfortable doing collaborations and being successful with just doing collaborations with brands. And there are some people who thrive having their own brand. And Jaclyn Hill is, I think, one of those girls is, she could have made a lot of money just strictly doing collaborations and going from brand to brand doing different things. And she could have did an amazing, very expensive luxury highlighter with Becca and then turn around and then do a really cool highlighter with Milani Cosmetics and then do something even more affordable with e.l.f. But it's like, whatever. You know I have a lot more to say. Here we go.
business owner, and I think she gets caught up. Owner, and she's a terrible business owner, and she's a terrible business owner, and I think she gets caught up in her own BS in a way, and she gets caught up in her own anxieties, and she tends to forget about everybody else. But the anger towards her is because I think everyone felt duped by who she was. Maybe she has enough self-awareness to know, and it sounds like that's kind of what's going on in the last video, but she has enough self-awareness to know that, hey, I'm just going to stay in my lane. I'm just going to do what originally blew me up. I'm going to talk about makeup. I don't know what she has planned next because at the end of her video... At the end of her video...
I'm going to stop it there. For her to do what originally blew her up, she's doing it at a time when there's not that much interest in. Does that make sense? I mean, makeup sales are not what they used to be back then. Her doing a lipstick review is not going to get 1 million views anymore. Probably get 200,000 views. If she's lucky. So for her to go back to her roots, it's a little too late for that too. Here we go.
Yeah.
Well, the end of her video.
Well, she said
her video. video. Well, she said during her video, she said, I'm not going to be selling anything, I'm done. And at the end of the video, she's like, oh, I have something new coming.
That was so dishonest. That was so. That was so dishonest of her to do that.
It's so ridiculous. It's funny. You have to laugh at it because you're like, are you?
All I know is we do have one last launch in our pipeline that's actually coming out this month, and it's the most innovative product that I've ever created. You will see.
Let's stop it right there. Jaclyn Hill said it's the last launch in their pipeline. So there's no holiday, there's no Halloween, there's no Christmas. Really? That's the last launch, is that? So I guess for holiday, you're just gonna just put sale, discounted prices on everything? Okay.
You will see that I really. You.
Okay.
You will see that I really put time and effort into this product with my team. There's nothing like it. There's no formula that I have ever seen on the market like this. It is so beautiful and that I have ever seen on the market. There's no formula that I have ever seen on the market like this. It is so beautiful and so unique. And I'm so excited for it to launch. And I just want to be able to give my brand the love that it deserves, even if it ends up shutting down too.
I don't know. It's just fascinating. It's
Right
just
there. Right there. I want to give my brand the love that it deserves, even if it ends up shutting down too. I don't know. Okay.
fascinating because at the end of the video, she's like, oh, but I have a new product coming out. Fascinating because at the end of the video, she's like, oh, but I have a new fascinating because at the end of the video, she's like, oh, but I have a new product coming out. I said, it's such a but I have a new product coming out. I said, it's such a at the end of the video, she's like, oh, but I have a new product coming out. I said, it's such a okay. And people do like to hate watch her. And I think it's also... Okay, whatever. It's just fascinating because at the end of the video she's like, oh, but I have a new product coming out. I have something special coming out. And you're like, okay. All right, whatever. And people do like to hate watch her. And I think it's also a hate and curiosity. Something else that she does that I think that we can all learn from is... is to
Pause right
continue all learn from is to continue
she
learn from is
pause right there. Erica didn't even talk about what that product was. The product came out. Erica, the product came out and it was like a jelly bomb highlighter, which we've seen before at Sephora by Danessa Myricks. So yeah, Jacqueline, you lied the house. You frequent Sephora a lot. You probably bought it there and was like, oh, I like it. Can we make our own? I'll act like I've never seen it before. Flop. Total flop. I don't see anyone talking about that item that we've never seen before. So innovative. No one's talking about it. And that's how you're going to end 2023 was off that product. Wow. Wow. But anyway, I think that's a little part Erica might have missed in the video is the product finally came out and it was nothing to run home about. No one cared, not bothered. So, hold on, let me get into this receipt real quick. So we're gonna talk about what Eric has to say next. Here we go.
to continue continue on to continue on despite the hate. You could say that her hate is warranted because she did some pretty nasty things, but she's still facing hate. She even talks about it in some of her short videos, how she gets a lot of hate. Like, despite that, she has no a lot of hate. Like, despite that, she has no problem just uploading. Like, despite that, she has no problem just uploading again and again and again. Like, it doesn't stop her. She's committed to being on YouTube, and I think what it is that she just loves it. She loves the attention. She loves makeup. She loves talking about it. Like, she loves all the good aspects of it. She loves all the aspects that you probably are searching or looking for or like about being on YouTube, right? The accolades, the recognition, the money, having fun. These are all things I think that attract all of us to YouTube, Jacqueline included. That girl can just keep going despite the hate. You know, a lot of people take some time away. We've seen YouTube literally chew up and spit out creators and creators that leave their YouTube channels. I did a video on Jenna Marbles, Sarah Therese. They all kind of stepped away from YouTube, and she doesn't let it stop her. And I think that's another lesson we can take away from Jacqueline. It's like, damn, if you're committed, you're committed. You can come back again and again and again. And if someone like Jacqueline Hill can come back, that means like anyone can come back. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll see what happens. I have a feeling that she's going to keep coming back. And will she have a redemption story? Will we be able to look back 5 years from now and being like, oh wow, now she's a stand-up person and she's truly, truly, truly learned from her mistakes and admitted her mistakes? I think that's a big issue a lot of people have as well, is that she has not acknowledged or really admitted her part in these mistakes, her part in Lipstickgate, her part in the Cozy situation, or even acknowledge the situation with Marlena. Will she ever acknowledge it?
Yeah, she
acknowledge it.
Yeah, she did.
I think people
she did acknowledge Marlena and Ginger. Gerard in a Reddit thread, which it wasn't even an apology. It was basically clearing up what they had said about her. And I'm just like, really, Jacqueline? Instead of just coming out and apologizing, you want to go on there and correct Marlena Stell and correct Jen Gerard on things that they've said, instead of just being like, you know what? It is what it is. I just want to apologize and move on. But it seemed like Jacqueline Hill wanted to go in there and correct them, as opposed to trying to just make it right. It's like, at what point do you, to me, it's important to be happy than to be right. If you tell me the sky is purple, girl, the sky's purple, girl. Okay? I'm not going to argue with you about it. I'm just not. I'd rather be happy than to be right. And Jacqueline Hill chooses to be right than to be happy. Next, here we go.
I think people are maybe waiting to see. It doesn't look like she's going to, because she's had a lot of time to acknowledge things and opportunities to acknowledge her mistakes, and she really hasn't, or taken accountability, and she really hasn't. I don't know. But what does this mean for the beauty community? And I saw a really good video, Mallory Brooke. She had a really good video on it. I'll link hers below. She talked about the beauty community, and I really loved a lot of what she said because I completely agree with it.
I am so tired of hearing that the beauty community is dead. It's not dead. It's alive and well, and there's so many of us on here that love what we do and are honest and really actually like connecting with our audiences and don't just say it and then just push product after product that we have created and have taken credit for that really aren't ours. It's not dead, and I'm tired of actually hearing all of my peers say that it's dead. Just because you're feeling down and out about what you do, it doesn't mean that your industry's dead. It just means you're in a slump.
All right, Mallory, here's to you. When people say that the beauty community is dead, what they mean by that is it's not generating as much revenue and views as it used to. So they're like, it's dead, girl. It's dead. You can't make $2,000-$3,000 a day anymore talking about products and reviews and getting all the views from it. No, there are still people who upload every day, post makeup reviews. Tati Westbrook, again, I'm going to mention. She uploads a video, maybe get 2,000, 300,000 views, 200,000, 300,000 views on a product. Her going to Sephora haul. Back in the day, she'll get 1 million views. So when they say it's dead, they mean in that form, as if there's not that many views or money to make as they used to be. So that's what they mean by that. It's kind of like they're not being specific, but that's what they mean. Here we go.
It means you're in a slump. You just got to. You're in a slump. You just got to keep going.
Granted, while I'm not a beauty guru or YouTuber, I work with them all the time, all day, every day. Successful YouTube channels with hundreds of thousands of subscribers in the beauty community. I know that the beauty community is alive and well. I know that. The landscape might look a little different than it did 5 years ago when Jacqueline was rising to fame. Rising to fame. To fame and
Stop right there. Erica's right. Erica has nailed it. The beauty community is alive and well, but it's different. It is so different, but it's still there. Here we go.
when Tati and Jeffrey.
Here we go.
When Tati and Aki and Jeffrey. I was like Jeffrey Charles. I was like Jeffrey Charles. Jeffrey Star. Aki and Aki and Jeffrey. I was like Jeffrey Charles. Jeffrey Star and James Charles. When Tati and Jeffrey, I was like Jeffrey Charles, Jeffree Star and James Charles, and and anyway, all these personalities are rising to fame. The landscape looks different. I think it's probably for the better. Regardless, the beauty community is not dead. The beauty community is alive and well. Unfortunately, there are some bad apples like Jaclyn Hill that kind of give the beauty community a bad name. And I think that's another reason why people are so upset about her lack of accountability and responsibility. She gives a bad name to influencers in general, YouTube creators that are trying to make a name for themselves and create lasting brands. And she's like, oh yeah, look, another YouTuber who just shouldn't be in business and taking advantage of her followers and blah, blah, blah. While many, many people out there are not like that. In fact, I'd have to say the vast majority. Not like that. She happens to be one of the biggest in the space, so she's getting a lot of attention on her. But the vast majority are not like that. And I think it does them a huge disservice to say that the beauty community is dead. It does someone like Mallory a huge disservice, who's working her butt off and saying the beauty community is dead. It's not. It's not. It just looks different. So we'll see with Jaclyn Hill if there's going to be a redemption arc. I don't know. I wouldn't put money on it. But I'm here on the sidelines, just watching with popcorn. What's happening? And like I said, I think there's a lot that we can take away from Jaclyn and her career. There are things that she's done right. I mean, you have to admit that. And I'm going to just list them here. Being in alignment when creating content. I know she was at the beginning. She came into YouTube doing exactly what she was doing in real life. Doing makeup, talking about MAC makeup, being passionate about makeup. She's a talented makeup artist, leaning into her strengths, leaning into her talents. That's something you should all be doing. Second is not let anything stop her. Not including the hate that she pretty much caused and perpetuated, but she really just keeps going. She jumps on the horse again and again and again. She makes a mistake, she jumps on the horse. She makes a mistake, she jumps on the horse. She pisses people off, she jumps on the horse. Like, that girl is not going away. We all say consistency on YouTube is really a key component to being successful. It just keep going, keep going, keep going. And Jaclyn does that. And lastly, not letting the haters get her. She's probably learned how to deal with all this hate, but it hasn't actually stopped her. On the flip side, we've got to learn from her horrific mistakes. But I think it's like I said, it's a character thing. It's integrity. Don't step on people on your way to the top. Don't take advantage of a relationship. Don't make friends for people just because you think they can get you something in return. Just because something is legal doesn't mean that it's morally right. Like the situation that happened with the clothes brand with Kaylin. I think what Jaclyn did was actually technically legal, but I don't think many of us could be sleeping well at night knowing that's what happened or what we might have done or impacted another female creator, a new mom nonetheless, which I'm very sensitive to being a mom of three myself. No. I couldn't sleep at night doing that. At what cost is Jaclyn getting the fame and money? And is it even a cost for her? Like I said before.
Okay, here we
Like I said before.
Okay, here we go.
Believe her own book in this. Does she actually believe that she's not really the one to blame, that it's everybody else? Maybe that's what helps her sleep at night. I don't don't know. I'm just kind of spewing off thoughts. This is very much stream of consciousness. This wasn't planned. I just have been watching a bunch of these videos and just wanted to come on here and say something. So if anything was a little bit off, some of my facts on Jacqueline and all that.
Okay, I'm gonna. Okay, I'm gonna stop it there. That was a video by Erica. Who I said the name right? Wow. #1 comment on Erica. I'm gonna just read it right here. I think is totally stunted at the age. They say Jacqueline Hill. They think that she's stunted. Whoa. She became well known and wealthy. She is stuck at that maturity level, and all the fame she had have grown up.
Feel free to let me know in the comments.
She had have grown up and aren't falling for it anymore. Ooh. Much work into it. Yeah, and thank you, Erica, for making that video. Here's, my final thought. I thought it was a great video. I think that there were some points that were missed out. You guys, okay. Jacqueline Hill, again, is not, and I'm not trying to be shady. 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 Don't start. I already know how y'all are in the comments. But there are people on YouTube and other platforms that post makeup reviews every single day. Take video out of it. Do makeup every single day, professionally, backstage, concerts, traveling, red carpet makeup looks for celebrities, and there will probably never see the amount of money that Jacqueline Hill has made. But there are people who put in the work and do it. Natural light and review makeup and play with it, and she probably did it. Brand deals now. I'm loving this. Oh my God, there's friends I can collaborate with, and then here we are in the years down the line, and there's doing it. This is how she got views, subscribers, is during that time. And she kept with it. And she made some enemies along the way. And she made mistakes along the way. But she's just a quirky girl who sat down. I'm not trying to say that she's any better than maybe about it. And people bought it. Is Jacqueline Hill the most? No. Jacqueline Hill and about Erica's video that when she said Jacqueline Hill seemed like she won the lottery. And I took a step back and I'm thinking, yeah, in a way, the lottery, Linda from Morphe and Becca Cosmetics. And there's so much stuff behind the scenes that I've seen that isn't up to par. The thing with Marlena with all those palette, but then again, you go out and you put out some of these palettes from Morphe. Plus, the ingredients slightly changed too. So the original palette was better than the second palette of the same thing. They just changed the packaging. They also about it. It's like literally being a makeup geek at that point. Well, you see here, as you can see here, I'm toxic. Yeah, I see a lot of money, corporations, brands who are throwing millions. You know, it's like, it's that. That's what I'm talking about. And at the end of the day, something like this probably costs like 6 cents. And they're selling it for $30. Girl, bye. Drama. But anyways, let me know what you think about Erica's video. I will be reading your comments. Let me know what you think about the commentary I've added to it. I hope it gave you some enlightenment. And yeah, you know, at the end of the day, if you love Jaclyn Hill, if you don't like Jaclyn Hill, she's entertaining to watch because, again, she's just a quirky girl. Like, kind of like Punky Brewster. She kind of gives me that vibe a little bit, you know? You guys remember? If it was anybody else, because she did have some, Jaclyn Hill did not keep going. She would be a lot better. A Jaclyn Hill video once a month after taxes said she still should have uploading them. I find them fun to upload. I would still do it. And in fact, the money. That's content for days. And for Becca and Morphe and collaboration, posting. She should have been posting. If she was watching this, if she ever made, she probably will, because listen, Jaclyn Hill loves Jaclyn Hill. Girl, post video. I challenge you to post as many videos on YouTube. Just post. Anyways, let me know what you think about that in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, love you so much.
I personally up
I feel like I'm watching a movie, and I'm gonna be excited to talk about it.
Honestly, you guys, I don't know the future of my brand.
The gloves are off. All right, let's talk about this. This is gonna be. I feel like I'm watching a movie, and I'm gonna be excited to talk about it.
Honestly, you guys, I don't know the future of my brand.
The once loved and adored Jaclyn Hill has managed to turn winning the lottery in life into a complete nightmare for herself.
I'm gonna stop it right there. That's so true. About this. This is gonna be. I feel like I'm watching a movie, and I'm gonna be excited to talk about it.
Honestly, you guys, I don't know the future of my brand.
The once loved and adored Jaclyn Hill has
I personally up as a creator, as an owner, and as a CEO. I personally up as a creator, as an owner, and as a CEO. My lipstick situation, you know, I had to like refund everybody and all that, you know, the hairy lipsticks, whatever.
Just because something's legal doesn't mean that it's moral.
Honestly, you guys, I don't know the future of my brand.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so that intro was created by a creator here on YouTube named Erica V. Now, I'm gonna watch her video. There's gonna be a video reaction to